The world lay in quiet recovery. The Resistance's victory over the Ancient Ones had come at a heavy cost. Entire cities were gone, landscapes scarred, and millions mourned their loved ones. The skies were no longer darkened by alien ships, but the shadow of uncertainty still loomed over humanity. At the Resistance base, Commander Reynolds sat in the war room, his face lined with exhaustion. The victory felt hollow, the cost too high. As he reviewed reports of global rebuilding efforts, a holographic transmission flickered to life in front of him. Lila's voice came through, tinged with urgency. "Commander, you're going to want to see this." In the main operations room, a projection displayed readings from a satellite orbiting near Jupiter. A massive energy signature was detected, its scale dwarfing even the Ancient One's fleet. Scientists and engineers at the base murmured nervously. Dr. Eliza Trent, one of the lead scientists, spoke up. "This isn't from the Ancient Ones. The energy pattern is different. It's older, more chaotic. Whatever this is, it's not something we've encountered before." Reynolds clenched his jaw. "We've just finished one war. Are you telling me another threat is already on its way?" Trent shook her head. "It's not coming to us, Commander. But if these readings are correct, it's heading for something near Jupiter, something massive. And whatever it is, we're caught in the middle." In the quiet of the Resistance's archives, Lila and Markov's assistant, Evan, uncovered a recording left behind by Colin. It had been hidden in the data files recovered from the destroyed Arcturian ship. Colin's hologram flickered to life. His voice, calm yet urgent, carried a dire warning. "If you're seeing this, then you have survived the Ancient Ones. But your victory has awoken something far older, far more dangerous. The Ancient Ones were merely the custodians of balance. What comes next is chaos incarnate, the Reclaimers." Lila furrowed her brow. "Reclaimers? What are they?" Colin's hologram continued. "The Reclaimers are a force that emerges when civilizations tamper with the natural order. They destroy everything, leaving only ruin in their wake. They do not negotiate. They do not retreat. Your planet's survival depends on one thing: keeping them away from the remnants of the obelisk network. If they gain access to it, Earth will be lost." Evan looked pale. "He's saying we need to destroy the remaining obelisks completely?" Lila nodded grimly. "And we're on a clock. Let's get this to Commander Reynolds now." Reynolds and his team quickly mobilized. The obelisks that remained, though dormant, still contained fragments of their ancient energy. If the Reclaimers accessed them, the consequences would be catastrophic. The Resistance split into multiple teams, each assigned to a different obelisk site. The mission was simple but perilous: destroy the obelisks before the Reclaimers arrived. At one of the sites, buried deep in the Amazon rainforest, Lila's team worked frantically to rig explosives around the base of an obelisk. The structure towered above them, its surface covered in alien runes that glowed faintly in the darkness. Evan monitored the sensors, his hands trembling. "We've got movement. Something's approaching fast." The ground shook as massive alien creatures emerged from the jungle. These were not the Ancient Ones. They were something far more primal, their bodies a fusion of organic and mechanical parts, their eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Lila shouted, "Defend the site. We can't let them stop us." The Resistance fighters opened fire, but the creatures were relentless, their strength and speed overwhelming. As the explosives neared detonation, Lila made a desperate decision. "Fall back. I'll finish the job." Her team hesitated but obeyed, retreating as Lila detonated the explosives. The obelisk collapsed in a blinding flash, the creatures shrieking as they were consumed by the blast. Lila barely escaped with her life, but the mission was a success. In orbit, the Resistance fleet assembled, their ships outnumbered and outmatched. The Reclaimers were coming, and the Resistance's only hope was to use the Arcturian technology to create a singularity, a massive gravitational field that could trap the Reclaimers' fleet and buy Earth more time. Reynolds addressed his team one last time. "We're outgunned, outnumbered, and out of time. But if we've learned anything, it's that humanity doesn't give up. We'll fight with everything we've got, not just for ourselves but for everyone who gave their lives so we could be here today." As the Reclaimers' fleet entered Earth's orbit, the Resistance launched their attack. The skies lit up with explosions as human ships engaged the alien invaders. The Singularity device, a massive Arcturian relic salvaged from Colin's ship, was activated, but it needed time to reach full power. Lila, piloting one of the lead ships, shouted into her comms. "We just need a few more minutes. Hold the line." The Resistance fought valiantly, but the Reclaimers were relentless. Just as the Singularity device activated, creating a swirling vortex of gravitational energy, the Reclaimers turned their attention to it. Reynolds, piloting the flagship, made a split-second decision. "We'll have to trigger it manually. It's the only way." Lila protested. "You'll never make it out in time." Reynolds' voice was calm. "It's been an honor, Lila. Take care of Earth." As the flagship collided with the Singularity device, the vortex expanded, pulling the Reclaimers' fleet into its grasp. The Resistance watched in awe and sorrow as the invaders were swallowed by the void. Earth was safe for now. The Reclaimers had been stopped, but the price was steep. The Resistance mourned the loss of Commander Reynolds and countless others who had sacrificed everything for humanity's survival. Lila, now leading the Resistance, stood before a crowd of survivors. "We've faced impossible odds and unimaginable losses, but we're still here. Earth still stands. And as long as we have breath in our bodies, we'll fight to keep it that way." As the crowd cheered, the skies above Earth were clear once more. But deep in the void of space, echoes of the Reclaimers lingered, a reminder that the fight for survival was far from over.